Let's have a look at the grid then for our final race of the day. This was the race of the day for the British Truck Racing Championship. This grid is based on the race this morning, race 3, with the top 8 in Division 1 reverse. So it's Michael Oliver, number 12, on pole position alongside 86 Tom O'Rourke. Finally gets a decent start on the grid this weekend. Jock Borthwick on row 2, number 32, alongside 46 Bradley Smith. Hopefully he's ironed out his gremlins from the last race. Simon Reed, 89, on row 3. Ryan Smith on the outside of the third row in the number 1. And then David Jenkins and Stuart Oliver. Ryan Smith and Stuart Oliver, 2 wins apiece so far this weekend. Row 5, number 14, John Bowler, alongside 3 of Stephen Powell. Then Craig Reed in the 68, 92 of Simon Faulkner. Simon Cole, we're told, won't be starting. Unfortunately, the 41 truck, he's had some teething problems with that. And yes, he's not there at the back of the field. Not sure if Simon Faulkner's there either, so we'll wait and just confirm on that. Division 2, Jim Bennett, number 28, heads up the grid alongside the 22 of Paul Rivets. Then Adam Bint, number 5, and Craig Evans in the number 10. John Powell, number 6, at the back of the field. Craig Evans out of luck in the race this morning. Ran wide while leading the class, let John Powell through. 2 wins apiece for Adam Bint and John Powell. Will we see one of those two take a hat-trick, or will we see a new winner? Will Ryan Smith or Stuart Oliver take a hat-trick in Division 1, or will we see a new winner? Here we go. Final truck race of the weekend. This will be a 15-minute race. Gap in the grid, one of our YouTube commenters has asked. That's because there are 2 divisions. Division 2 are the second group, the slightly less powerful trucks. Board with Ryan Smith. We head up towards Druids under the Burton Power Bridge. Start from the third row of the grid. Simon Reed and Bradley Smith ahead of us. Bradley Smith, no relation to Ryan. Bradley's father Tony did used to compete. I remember him racing a Finnish-built Sisu a few years ago. Bradley Smith, not to be confused with Brad Smith, who's raced in Division 2 over the last few seasons, but not on the grid this year. Pace truck leads them round. Final time this weekend. Michael Oliver and Tom O'Rourke on the front row of the grid. A marvellous weekend it has been. The big rigs are back in 2023. Revs beginning to rise from these 12 and 13 litre turbocharged engines. When Smith guides the number 1 Daimler Freightliner around. They're in line 2 by 2. Here we go. Tension mounts. The revs start to rise. Pace truck is in pit lane. Michael Oliver and Tom O'Rourke lead them up towards the red lights. The power is unleashed and away we go down towards Paddock Hill Bend for the first time. Good start by Tom O'Rourke from the outside in number 86. Looks like he's going to take up the lead. Oh, they've tangled. The 2 front row men go off and wallop straight in we go. Oh dear. Michael Oliver and Tom O'Rourke into the barriers. That's surely going to be a red flag instantly. Yeah, the red flag is out straight away. Let's hope both the drivers are okay. Well, that just about sums up Tom O'Rourke's weekend. So he's had a terrible weekend. And Michael Oliver as well. Let's hope both those trucks have escaped without too much damage. Let's hope both the drivers are okay. It was tricky to see there with the cloud of dust that went up. Let's have a look again. 2 front row men tried to go for the same piece of tarmac. They were right together even as the red lights went out. O'Rourke tried to go around the outside, but he wasn't quite clear of Michael Oliver as he turned in. He comes across, there's the contact. They can't get away from each other, and then what? Big cloud of dust, tricky to see. Have a look from the reverse angle here, if we can. the front row as they come down towards Paddock Hill Bend. There's the contact as O'Rourke turned across Oliver. Big impact into the end of the tyre wall. O'Rourke's truck lucky not to tip over onto its side there. Grid is formed up then, no Michael Oliver or Tom O'Rourke, so it's Jock Borthwick and Bradley Smith leading them round, then Simon Reed and Ryan Smith, and this is likely to play into the hands of Ryan Smith, I would think, but David Jenkins and Stuart Oliver on the next row will have something to say about that. Then it's John Bowler and Stephen Powell. Craig Reed behind them, no Simon Faulkner or Simon Cole. Then we've got the Division 2 boys, Jim Bennett, Paul Rivett, Adam Bint, Craig Evans and John Powell at the back. 12 minutes for the British Truck Racing Championships finale here this weekend at Brands Hatch on this season opener on Easter Sunday. I would say Ryan Smith from 4th on the grid will start as the favourite for a hat-trick of wins here. Jock Borthwick looking for his first Division 1 win. Bradley Smith likewise alongside him. Two each for Adam Bint and John Powell in Division 2 so far. The DAF Pace truck makes its way into pit lane. Well done to everyone once again involved in the clean-up. Thankfully the drivers involved are okay. And here we go with our final truck race of the weekend. 12 minutes of racing coming your way. Jock Borthwick and Bradley Smith to lead them away. Here we go. Down towards that first corner, we're on board with Ryan Smith. He'll slot in behind Simon Reed as they move into the first turn. Bradley Smith trying to go around the outside. Drivers taking it fairly carefully through Paddock Bend that time. And away they go up towards Druids Hill Bend for the first time. Jock Borthwick has the lead in the number 32. Bradley Smith in second, then Simon Reed, Ryan Smith, David Jenkins and Stuart Oliver. John Bowler gets leaned wide there by Stephen Powell. Craig Reed in behind. Board again with flying Ryan Smith. They swing their way through the left-hander at Graham Hill Bend. See, Ryan has the steering wheel set fairly high there, working the wheel as he heads down towards Cooper Straight, still in 4th place. Need to get past Simon Reed in the 89. It's past the point where he went flying off earlier on today. The Reed trucks, you still can't tell them apart because they're now both missing their front bumpers. Jock Borthwick leads from Bradley Smith then. They come round to complete the opening lap. 69 of David Jenkins tucked in 5th place ahead of Stuart Oliver, so they're largely in grid order so far. Board with Ryan Smith up to full speed now as they head down towards Paddock Hill Bend. A little bit of a slide there from Simon Reed ahead of him. Now can Jock Borthwick hang on in front for a Division 1 win on his debut weekend in the category? Bradley Smith had a couple of podiums last year, the young gun. Who's leading Division 2? Looks like Paul Rivett has come through. Indeed he has, to take the lead in Division 2 ahead of Adam Bint. It's John Powell in 3rd, Craig Evans in 4th. Jim Bennett has already dropped back in the almost vintage Seven Atkinson. 4 trucks line astern in Division 2 and even more line astern in Division 1. Ryan Smith is on the attack on the back of the 89 of Simon Reed. The Daimler Freightliner on the back of the Iveco. See how low set that truck is compared to its rivals there. Coming round to complete their second lap of this 12-minute race. Borthwick does a 59.473. He and Bradley Smith have eked out a bit of an advantage here. They're about 1.5 seconds clear of Simon Reed in 3rd. The quicker runners, the big three really, are Ryan Smith, David Jenkins and Stuart Oliver. They're rather bottled up in the traffic at the moment behind Simon Reed. It's Stephen Powell. Here's a challenge in Division 2. John Powell had a look at the inside of Adam Bint there into Druids. Great shot there as they come through the right-hander. Paul Rivett in the Napa MAN has the lead. Craig Evans in 4th place, but Craig much more on the pace this weekend than we saw last season. Really worked hard on his MAN over the winter. Ryan Smith still unable to take 3rd place. There's John Bowler holding off Craig Reed. Former Division 2 rivals, now scrapping in Division 1. It's been a good consistent weekend for John Bowler on his debut in the division. Over the line they go. Borthwick half a second ahead of Bradley Smith. Simon Reed still 3rd. There's Jim Bennett. He's picking up points slow and steady in Division 2. Well, they say to finish first you have to finish. You never know, he could be in the championship reckoning through consistency at the end of the season, with a relatively small entry in Division 2 this season. Simon Reed from Ryan Smith, still the battle for third place. We've been there before. Still Borthwick and Bradley Smith going clear. A little bit of a lock up there from Jock Borthwick as he came into clearways. There's not as many laps in this race, of course, not as much time. And Paul Rivette's dropped back in Division 2. John Powell's come through. So Rivette's down to third place and Adam Bint to fourth. Has there been some contact in there, I wonder? And Adam Bint, he's having a go at, there was certainly contact there, he's having a go at Paul Rivette. Now, have they tangled up further round the lap? Because these two were first and second in Division 2 a lap ago, so what's happened there? And John Powell's just taken the lead of the class. Let's see if we can see what's happened. Here it is at Druids. Well, John Powell's already gone through there ahead of Craig Evans, so it must have happened at the very beginning of the lap. Powell must have got through at Paddock Hill Bend. Change for the lead in Division 2. They're closing back up now. Bint's got back ahead of Paul Rivette at Paddock that time. It's now John Powell. There's the DAF, the Dutch-built machine, leading Division 2 now. Borthwick still leads overall, but he's only half a second ahead of Bradley Smith. Simon Reed still holding off Ryan Smith, who's just done the fastest lap of the race, 59.156. 4 laps completed. Under 7 minutes of the race to go. John Powell looking for win number 3 in Division 2 this weekend to take the lead of the championship provisionally. Here are the Division 1 leaders, and Ryan Smith's got past Simon Reed. That was at the end of the previous lap. He's up to third. Now Bradley Smith's going to have to work hard to hold him off here. Oh, Jock Borthwick's gone wide, coming out of... thought he was going to spin there, coming out of Druids. This is going to let Bradley Smith attack for the lead. No, Borthwick's held it. That was a dicey moment there. I thought Jock Borthwick was going to go spinning into the tyre wall. Here comes Ryan Smith. I said he'd make short work of Bradley. Surely it's only a matter of time before he takes Jock Borthwick for the lead. Now that's MAN is not handling well. Simon Reed back up the inside. Bradley Smith's going to fall back now, I think. Here comes Ryan Smith once again. Not going to take him long to get through here. He's on the inside line going down into Paddock Hill Bend. No, Jock Borthwick holds him off this time. Simon Reed's going for third on the inside of the 46 of Bradley Smith. Behind them, Jenkins and Oliver. A bit of contact there as they come up the hill towards Druids. We're on board with Ryan Smith. He's surely going to go through. They think it's all over. It is now. And Ryan Smith takes the lead. I said it wouldn't take him long. Took him around a lap to get through once he dealt with Simon Reed. And once again, the 7 times champion sets off in front. Looking back from Craig Reed, a bit further back, he's running in 8th place. John Bowler behind him. Started at the back of the Division 1 grid. Borthwick still up there in 2nd, then Simon Reed. Bradley Smith still holding 4th, to his credit there, but how long before Jenkins and Stuart Oliver move up to challenge? They've got clear of Stephen Powell. Division 2 still led by John Powell. Less than 5 minutes to go now. And Adam Bint, meanwhile, has caught the number 6 of John Powell. So we're not finished yet in Division 2. There's Paul Rivette, third, and have we lost Craig Evans? We'll pick that up shortly. Evans has dropped behind Paul Rivette. This is the battle for the lead now. These two have been the top men in Division 2 all weekend. Paul Rivette further back in third. Yeah, Craig Evans has dropped quite a long way behind. He is still there. And here comes Adam Bint. He's never going to get around the outside at Graham Hill Bend. You can't do that in a car, barely, never mind a truck. He might have him here, though. On the run up Cooper Straits. Can he get the nose down the inside into Surtees? This is going to be interesting. He's going through, surely. He's got the inside for the left-hander. No, you don't, says John Powell. Bit of wheel banging. Would you want to be wheel banging in 2 5-ton trucks at that speed? And John Powell's held the lead. Brave men, these drivers. Or completely mad, or both. Well, Ryan Smith's clearing off into the lead now. He's already 3.5 seconds up. 58.449. He's just done the fastest lap of the race. 3.5 minutes to go. The main focus is this scrap in Division 2. Here comes Adam Bint again. Now, if he can stay alongside here at Druids, he might get the inside line for Graham Hill Ben this time. He's trying it. No, you don't, says Powell again. Moves across him. Down the hill. Still John Powell soaking up the pressure from Adam Bint in the older Volvo. On Cooper Straight once again. 3 trucks getting the black and white flag. Craig Evans, Craig Reed and Ryan Smith. Still this battle rages on. Ryan Smith's away and gone now. He's 5 seconds up now on Jock Borthwick, who's still holding off Simon Reed for second. They've got Bradley Smith and David Jenkins go there. Here's the battle for second, and Simon Reed could be about to make a move here into Druids for second place in the Iveco. There he goes, up the inside, and he's through. Simon Reed into second place, but look at the lead that Ryan Smith has got. He's in a different lead. Once he's clear of the traffic, he just clears off. Bradley Smith going well in the 46. Could he get on the podium here? He can get ahead of Borthwick. Still these two side by side. Nothing to choose between John Powell and Adam Bint. And despite a couple less entries this season, it is going to be an interesting battle in Division 2, I think, this year for the title. Down the hill. Into Graham Hill Ben once again. Bint cuts back to the inside. Now he's got a run on John Powell. He's got the inside line. Is he going to go through this time? He's got to get it done before they go into Surtees. Yes, he's done it. Nice move. Adam Bint's been trying to do that for about 3 laps. Ryan Smith's just going quicker and quicker. He's at a 58.143 this time. 6.5 seconds ahead. And here's the battle further back. Jock Borthwick is getting more and more sideways in that MAN as he tries to hold onto a podium place. And bash! Oh dear. Tried to turn across there. Bradley Smith, David Jenkins, Stuart Oliver, Stephen Powell all take avoiding action. Great cloud of tyre smoke. And that just about sums up Jock Borthwick's weekend, unfortunately. Been a trying debut in Division 1. He got sideways there, tried to turn it back. Bradley Smith couldn't avoid him. So who's that going to give third place to? We'll wait and see. I think Bradley Smith is still there. Poor Jock Borthwick, he was trying so hard to hold on for a podium. Yes, Bradley Smith is still in third place. But it's going to be Ryan Smith to take yet another victory. We're on the last lap, I think, now. Possibly might get one more out of it after this one. We'll check as they cross the line. Ryan's away and gone. He's only 7 seconds clear of Simon Reed in the Iveco. Everybody else delayed behind by that spin for Jock Borthwick. Contact with Bradley Smith. Here he comes across the stripe. There will be one more lap to go. Just a few seconds left as he crosses the line. Well, it's been a story of the bonneted trucks this weekend at the sharp end of the field. 2 wins for Stuart Oliver, and it's going to be 3 for the 7-time consecutive champion. And it's also going to be 3 for another bonneted truck by the look of it in Division 2. They'll all want them soon. Here comes Ryan Smith, the Northside Truck and Van Limited Daimler Freightliner, run by Worldwide Truck Racing and driven by Ryan Smith from Mansfield in Nottinghamshire, the undisputed king of British truck racing. Didn't take him long to make his way into the lead once he got past Simon Reed. And he's coming in for win number 3 this weekend. 2 wins earlier today for Stuart Oliver, but Ryan Smith will set the record straight. It's going to be 3-2 between the 2 rivals. Ryan Smith crosses the line, takes the victory. Celebration at all from Ryan in the cab there. Second place goes to Simon Reed, and well done Bradley Smith, a fine third place. Stuart Oliver 4th ahead of David Jenkins. Stephen Powell is 6th, and these two still battling in Division 2. Craig Reed 7th, John Bowler 8th, The unfortunate Jock Borthwick will take 9th. For 10th overall, it's going to be Adam Bintz. He's going to hold off John Powell. Here they come. What a great fight these two have had. It's 3-2 in favour of Adam Bintz over John Powell. Paul Rivett comes over in 3rd. 4th will be Craig Evans. And Jim Bennett completes the finishes. Provisional results of that one then. Ryan Smith taking the victory ahead of Simon Reed by 6.5 seconds, and he got the fastest lap as well. Bradley Smith, a good 3rd, his first podium of the season, ahead of Stuart Oliver, David Jenkins, with Stephen Powell in 6th position. 7th goes to Craig Reed ahead of John Bowler, then Jock Borthwick in 9th after spinning away a podium position after contact with Brad Smith. Adam Bintz just taking the win in Division 2 by less than a second from John Powell, Paul Rivett, Craig Evans and Jim Bennett. A couple of trucks missing for that one, of course. Michael Oliver and Tom O'Rourke didn't take the restarts.